looking for the right person. How would you know who's the right person? There's no such test that measures the heart of a champion, right? You can never look at somebody and know who's the right person, but you can give them a chance and time will show. Is that right? Yeah. Is that right? That's incredible, you guys. So, are you ready for another powerful speaker?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. I don't want to take much time because this is really incredible. You don't want to miss this. This individual actually comes from one of the top CPA firms in the world, the Big Four. And he left that to be part of World Financial Group back in 2002. And he is a very successful businessman from Denver, Colorado, right? His wife, Mary, actually spoke at the panel yesterday. She's at the ladies' with the panel. And then they have 3 beautiful children, and he is a very strong 7-figure income earner with over 50 SMDs in his organization. Can we all give a massive round of applause and please help me welcome with Brian Loiseau from Denver, Colorado.
Introducing at UNLV's Thomas and Mack Center, Executive Vice Chairman Brian Loiseau.
Awesome! Fired up! Fired up! It was so funny. I'm staying in this little den of terror back here before you come up, and Mario was there, and we had no idea that Milet was going to be speaking. And right before he goes out, he's like all psyching himself up, and I'm like, man, I'd sure hate to follow that guy. And that guy got me back. He goes, pretty soon you'll be hearing from some older CPA type. So that's me. I'm that older CPA type. So, hey guys, we're going to talk about diversifying your WFG business. And I want to talk to you in particular about some good methods in which to do that. Little bit of a background. This is my 19th convention. I started in the year 2000. And I promise you that first day, the people that were with me, the 2 other gentlemen from Denver, I was the guy in the back. You've heard a lot of speakers say that. I was in the back. There was nobody behind me, top row, furthest way possible from the speaker. And that's where I felt comfortable. Day 2, somehow I got to right in the middle. And on day 3, I weaseled my way up to the 10th row. I will never forget that. It was the most amazing experience for me. I just kept coming. I kept hearing just a parade of people, ordinary people just like me that were doing extraordinary things. You know something? I wanted that. I wanted to do something different. After over a decade at a big CPA firm, international travel all over the world, I wanted to do something different because I wanted to become somebody different. And I will never forget that very first convention. I read the notes from time to time. Powerful, powerful emotions. And I absolutely love this business for that reason. It can change you. A couple of things I'm going to talk about. Let's talk about why it's good economics to diversify your business. We all know you can attract a large number of clients. If you have from different demographics, you have a very different business. We all certainly understand the competitive advantages of a one-stop shop. Of course, we know multiple product solutions should result in increased sales. And of course, we all remember 2008. A diverse product, diversified business can withstand those a little bit more. 2008, there was a huge demand for guaranteed products, guaranteed solutions, and we were able to do something with that. But don't ever forget the best. The best part of having a diversified business is increased recruiting opportunities. Listen to me on this one. What if your business only focused on one product? Would you really need any other expertise? And here's the obvious question. Could you attract, retain, and motivate and grow faster with more variety? The answer is obvious to all of us. A diversified business requires a more diverse sales team. I'm just going to get into a couple of examples here really quickly. First and foremost, we are here to attract, retain, and grow. We're here to grow personally. We're here to grow the size of our sales team. This is the key to building a diverse business. And the number one product that we have is the business. I love the product providers. They're fantastic people. They help us. But we are the product providers for our business, and we are the best. This is the best product we have, is the business on the shelf. WFG like the business on the shelf. Don't ever forget that. Here's an actual experience. This is my experience. My first day here, my last day at the old firm was August 31st of 2000. My first day here, was September 1st of 2000. Earlier that summer, the SMD that hired me sold me a VUL, and I bought it because I was intrigued by this whole thing. I was intrigued by it, and I purchased a little $300,000 VUL. I own it to this day. The target premium is $2,700. The SMD made about $1,900 on that transaction. What if he had stopped there and didn't invite me to the next BPM? Think about that for a second. Well, let me show you what that looks like. Pop quiz time. Kids are going back to school. Which would you rather have? Option A, a $1,900 one-time commission with maybe a little bit of a renewal or a trail? Or option B, annual cash flow. Last year that dude made over $300,000 from my business. And I love that. And in fact, it's grown every single year since the year 2000. And I'm not fixing to change anything. I'm fixing to get bigger. That's Texas. I was born in Austin, Texas. That's my Texas coming out. And I love that about this business. But think about this just for a second. He's obviously done very well. He's done that with a few other people. From his perspective, it's great. But I think from my perspective, it's even better. I think I'm the real winner. I'm going to share with you the diversity of just a sample of some of the SMDs on my team. If you can just listen to this for a quick second. We got retail sales, telecom engineers, CPAs. We've got a zoologist. I don't know any zoologists. Well, I have one on the team. Mortgage lenders, college students, auto sales, Alaska gold mine owner, retired military officer. Of course, got realtors, bartenders, UPS delivery driver, IT professionals, health insurance sales, law enforcement architect. Geez, do you think these people come from a different market than a CPA? Is there any chance that that UPS driver would want to go grab a beer with his CPA after a shift change? The answer is no. I promise you they wouldn't. Do you think there's any chance that the construction contractor would like to hang out with a professional classical musician? The answer is no. My point here is if you want a diverse business, recruit the diverse business. That's our opportunity here. It only makes sense. And I want to share with everybody a couple of things about these people. They all have a few things in common. Number one, every single one of them, except for one, the 37-year industry veteran, every single one of them started like me, part-time. We are the company that champions the cause of the part-timer. Number two, most of them are ring earners, $100,000, $250,000, $500,000 ring earners. Number three, they've each changed their identities. The CPA no longer believes that he's a CPA, just a CPA, doing taxes or audits or whatnot. A zoologist no longer believes she's on this earth to feed animals. You know, the classical musician wants to do some pretty incredible things, but then the real question is this. How possibly do you get these people to change? How do you get them to start building? Well, the funny thing is about that is we got to change our identity. How do you change the identity of a person? Well, it's so obvious to everyone in here, isn't it? It's pine cones. It's pine cones. Well, let me tell you something about a pine cone, okay? Every single one of those people on the previous slide, every single one of them had to go through some fire. Every single one of them. They need to change their identity. And that's what WFG's been able to do. Let me tell you about a certain type of pine cone. It's called the serotinous pine cone. Nobody in here came here saying, hey, to your family, I'm going to go get a lesson in botany in Las Vegas. This is awesome. But you're going to hear something here really quickly. A serotinous pine cone, when you hear about these forest fires, understand one thing. Serotinous pine cones drop, and they wait there until a forest fire, in many cases, will open them up. A serotinous pine cone needs fire in order for it to open and for the seed. And in many similar ways, obviously, all of us needed the same thing. I needed some fire. I needed some passion. That's what WFG is. It's the passion, it's the fire, it's the heat, it's the temperature. So we could each get to our own destiny. We weren't here to play small ball. Man, can you imagine the passion of working with that section of SMBs? Can you imagine the passion of being able to deliver final expense claims? Can you imagine the passion that's driven with you? I believe every single person in here longs for that. In fact, I know they do. Those people aren't supposed to be sitting on a UPS truck delivering packages. I'm sure it's great for some people, But that's what WFG is. Those people needed a spark. They needed ignition. They needed a fire to really reach their full potential. And that's exactly what they've been able to do. So understand a couple of things, my friends. Understand a few things here today. Pine cones need fire to open up and to reach their full potential. In the same way, I think many people need the exact same thing. But please understand something. That new growth we're talking about, it might not be comfortable and it might not be convenient. I'm a product of these conventions. This is my 19th one. Every single time I come here, I get more passionate, I get more inspired. I realize that I can do even so much more. I love seeing my friends every single year at this event. But understand there might be a few hard times, and your growth might not be convenient, and it sure as heck is not going to be comfortable. So a final reminder for everybody here, as you fly back home tonight, number one, thank you for being here. Number two, don't ever miss. Number three, don't ever give up. And please understand that you have the ability to change your life here. You have the ability to change your life here. Your potential can be reached by this WFG passion model. And understand something else, that you've got people's destinies, many people. You'll be able to change the destiny of many, many people by introducing them to this business. I'm so grateful, I'm so thankful that that person, Eric, did not just sell me a VUL. He sold it to me and invited me down and said, you'd be perfect at this. Are you happy doing what you're doing? I was miserable. I was miserable. I wanted to do something that I really strongly believed in. But changes are going to be required. And those changes are not going to be comfortable at all times. And they're not going to be convenient. But I want everyone to know this final thought. It's going to be worth it. It's going to be worth it. Dig in, lean in, and let's change the world, shall we?